shout out to the EA Sports Game Changer program for allowing me to capture some early Madden NFL 21 footage for you guys. We are playing the Yard today, the newest game mode added to the Madden franchise. I like to call it a nice mix of a my player / created player mode, some NFL Street, and even a mix of Madden Arcade, that old game that used to be on the Xbox 360. So as you guys see, we are currently at the Lambeau tailgate. So this is right outside of Lambeau Field. You can see it there in the background. We are in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And speaking of the background, check out all the detail that goes into this field, this atmosphere. It's so cool. And you guys can also absorb the gameplay as well. So it's 6-on-6 football, and there's a couple of different fields you can play on, and each field that you play on in this mode, they have different house rules, we'll call. So you guys remember house rules from Madden Ultimate Team the last year or two? There are house rules in the Yard. It feels like the house rules in MUT was a setup for the Yard. This is like the experiment. This is the final product, right? So it's 6-on-6 football. It's pretty cool. You guys see the play calling, the way it works on offense and defense. A little bit like Superstar KO, where the play calling is very simplified. You don't got in-depth playbooks. You can't choose a playbook. These are just the plays available, no matter like what mode you go in. Maybe they'll add more later on, but this is what we got for now. As you see, a couple of tips showing up as we play our first ever game on the Yard mode. And the creative player I'm using, the archetype we'll call it, is a slot receiver / slot cornerback. And you guys see, or you guys can at least see at the beginning of the video, they give you a nice idea of the kind of player you're building if you choose a certain archetype. Like if you choose a scrambling quarterback, obviously it's Lamar Jackson. The build we chose is like a Odell. There's a couple of different archetypes for positions. Like you could also make a Julio Jones or Michael Thomas type receiver. You can make a nice interception. Do not put your hands in the cookie jar, by the way. But yeah, you can make a Saquon Barkley or McCaffrey running back. On defense, you could also make defensive specialists. You can make like a Jamal Adams safety, a Bobby Wagner middle linebacker, or a Stephon Gilmore cornerback as we throw the pass. Yes, this is one of the biggest aspects of the Yard, the backward passing and all the crazy action that can happen behind the line of scrimmage as Trubisky gives it to us, but we're not able to make anything of it. So, yeah, we're definitely trying to mess around with this as much as we possibly can. There's a normal pass, the Kenny Golladay for the touchdown, and yeah, so like I said, you can throw it behind the line of scrimmage, even if it's not a lateral. As long as you pass the ball behind the line of scrimmage, you can keep on passing the ball to as many times as you want. You can play hot potato behind the line of scrimmage. So, you know, that's where the creativity really comes into the Yard. And as we continue with this video and as we continue putting out the Yard videos, you guys will see some insane plays as we wrap up the quarterback there. And you'll notice that, you know, you don't always have quarterbacks playing quarterback in this mode. So, I think David Bakhtiari is playing quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. He is. So, there's a nice mix of NFL players that you can choose from, a pool of NFL players in this mode. And it depends on what field, what, you know, I guess house rule, you know, area you select, because there's Lambeau tailgate you could play at. There's Miami Port. That's another field we'll check out in a second. You can play at a military base, and you could play in Germany. Literally, you can play in Germany as we have, a nice lateral to Jefferson, the rookie, and Jefferson's got the edge, and he's going to go all the way. Creativity overload in the Yard. A nice lateral. It's literally the hook and ladder. Oh, it was a slant and ladder, but, you know, that's the kind of crazy plays you can reproduce, and this is nothing compared to some of just the mind-blowing plays you can make up in the Yard, because really you are your own offensive coordinator. You can drop whatever you want. It's schoolyard football. It's backyard football, literally. I mean, not like the old game backyard football, but you know what I mean. So we win the game, but I mean, that's not really too important. We're more so just showing off what's going on. You see one of our teammates, I believe that's Dalvin Cook, trying to rub it in. Player of the game goes to Cookie Boy 17. Thank you very much. We got 4 tackles, a takeaway, so you guys see that we'll reward a player of the game at the end of every single game. And the way you level up your player is you just basically play the game. You don't have to win. You just have to play the game and gain experience points. It does help when you win, because when you win, you get better rewards and you get more XP the better you play. But, you know, it's not a system where you have to pay to upgrade your player. You literally cannot. You can pay to swag out your player and change their fit and, you know, buy some, you know, nice cleats or a nice jersey or something for them. But as far as actually upgrading the player, the skill aspect, it's all up to you just upgrading the guy. So there are 18 levels as far as progressing your player. 18 is the max level. That's when you get all your skill points and you get a nice jersey once you max out your players. So with me making the Odell archetype, I can get an Odell Beckham Jr. OBJ jersey if I max my player out. So a cool aspect, and it's really not too hard to, you know, max your player out. So if you commit to one archetype, right? So I'm making this Odell archetype. Once I've, you know, while I'm making him, I can work on different players, right? I can go and make myself a Lamar Jackson build as well, to where, you know, I can have a quarterback on the side. Especially if you're playing this mode with friends, it's good to have multiple positions you could go to, because, you know, one day you might play with, you know, that guy that always wants to be quarterback, like, oh, I'm quarterback, guys, right? You want to play with that guy? All right, I'm going to bring out my Odell Beckham Jr. You know what? You're feeling like playing defense today. I'm bringing out my Stephon Gilmore, and I'm shutting down the best guy on the other side. Because, you know, if you have, like, let's say a cornerback and you have a really high press rating, because that's, you know, the main aspect of having the Stephon Gilmore build, you can really cause problems and, you know, actually mess around the defensive end. I would expect more players to make offensive players, because as you guys see, we're doing just fine on the defensive end with our wide receiver. By the way, if you notice my player looks a little bit small, it's because I made him that way, right? So I'm 5'5" in real life, so 5'5" is the smallest you actually. I'll say I'm 5'5" on a good day. I'm probably actually like 5'4.5" or something. But anyways, so the smallest build you can make for a guy, I believe, is like 5'5", 150 pounds. So I was like, that's the closest thing to me. Might as well make it. And yeah, you can make your guy as big as, you can make the 7 foot, 400-pound player that you can always make in Madden. And it's kind of like the way FIFA Pro Clubs is, or even like FIFA Street, where you can change your player's height and size whenever you want. But obviously, the heavier your guy is, the slower he is. The bigger your guy is, the taller he is, the slower he'll probably be as well. So me having this like really small guy, really, it makes my guy just lightning fast, but also athletic enough to still cover the middle of the field and make interceptions, as you guys see. So now we are in Miami, and you'll notice that we are playing a head-to-head game now. So we're actually playing against another user. So in the yard, you're going to play against the CPU, but you could also play a 1v1, a 2v2, or a 3v3. It's really up to, you know, if you got people around to play, or if you just want to hop into a 1v1. And as you guys see, in this Miami setting, first of all, beautiful stadium, beautiful backdrop. You know, everything about this is absolutely awesome. But yeah, you'll notice there's different rules. So in this place, it's goal to go as soon as you start your drive, as opposed to Lambeau tailgate. I almost called it Lambeau Field. We were not a Lambeau Field. It was a 1st down and 20 situation, right? Here, you got 4 chances to score a touchdown, so you got to make it count. If you fall behind the down and distance, you know, you're just stuck to lobbing it up and watching Jalen Ramsey not only get the interception, but take it back for 6, and yeah, that's going to be a touchdown. And if you notice, you do get a point for getting an interception. So there are ways to score points in this without, you know, or besides just scoring 6 points by getting a touchdown. So you'll see right there, we got bonus points for a multi-pass touchdown. So if you pass it at least once behind the line of scrimmage before getting a touchdown, and it's only on touchdown plays, you will get 2 points as a bonus. If you score a touchdown of over 40 yards, you get a point. And if you get an interception, you get a point. So there are ways to make up points besides the normal scoring system. And on top of that, you know, after you scored a touchdown, you have the choice of going for a 1-point conversion, a 2-point conversion, or a 3-point conversion. The 1-point conversion takes place at the 5-yard line, 2-point conversion at the 10, and 3-point conversion at the 20. Oh, we got the interception. We're trying to take it back for 6. Woohoo! Putting the moves on Carlos Dunlap. You'll notice that I am playing against Anto the Boss today, so you guys have to know who Anto is. If you guys do not know who Anto is, he has over 1 million subscribers. He's a fellow Madden YouTuber, so yeah, you're probably living under a rock, but you know, definitely check out my guy Anto. Definitely a good friend of mine, and Anto and I were playing a lot of the yard mode early on. We were just kind of messing around trying to learn the mode, so what you guys are seeing here is just like me and him were really just messing around. We weren't taking this seriously at all. We were just trying to learn the mode and see what were the craziest plays we could possibly pull off like this one. Check out how long Anto stood behind the line. As long as no one is rushing in this Miami mode where there is no timer for you to be behind the line of scrimmage, you can just chill there as long as you want. So yeah, definitely a heads-up play as Anto shoveling it to Jerry Jeudy. And once again, like I tried to mention in the Lambeau tailgate, different stadiums, you get a different pool of players to choose from. So this Miami area, these are mainly players that either grew up in Miami, went to college in, you know, like the University of Miami, or they just play like at a Florida team. So you could get, theoretically, a former University of Miami Hurricane, Ray Lewis, in this. You can get NFL legend Dan Marino of the Miami Dolphins. You can get a guy who grew up in Florida, Lamar Jackson, in this Miami area. So definitely a nice pool of players. Meanwhile, in the Lambeau tailgate one, that was all NFC North. So obviously Vikings, Packers, Bears, and Lions. So we get the victory against Anto here. Once again, we're not really too worried about winning or losing. It's just all about learning the mode, and I definitely advise you guys, if you can. I'm not sure there is Play Your Friend. Hopefully there is. There should be. But if there is, you definitely want to, you know, mess around and have a couple of scrimmages with a friend and try to learn the mode, because that's what Anto and I did for hours. And you guys are only going to see some of what Anto and I did. There's literally hours of stuff that I'm not going to show you guys because we did so much. The opening cutscene is very cool. You guys can see, you know, the reels of the players. So you see Anto's guy, you see Kenny Galladay in there, some Packers, you see my guy in there as well. So now Anto and I are playing at the Lambeau tailgate, and you guys will notice that the Lambeau tailgate, same rules as the big cheddar thing that we were playing earlier. And you guys can see this nice little cutscene. We got someone on the ground. We got myself up there. On the away team, it's Anto, the boss. And I believe we have Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, we do have Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is playing wide receiver for us, so guys can really moonlight at different positions in this thing. It's just like, you know, the draft is kind of random. It's just, you know, guys will show up, and it's sometimes you take the best fit for your team. As far as like, if I want a wide receiver, I'm going to take like Allen Robinson, or sometimes you see Aaron Rodgers a wide receiver and say, hey, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool pass. And you will definitely notice in the yard, especially passing behind the line of scrimmage, there is a wide variety of passing animations, like Aaron Rodgers punching the ball to myself for the 2-point conversion. Let's watch a replay of that one. So we do the backward pass to Aaron Rodgers, put him back in his rightful position at quarterback, but he doesn't do the normal Aaron Rodgers gunslinger. He just bang. Okay, Aaron. So yeah, you definitely want to pay attention to some of the throw attempts that these guys make. Sometimes it's normal like that, and then other times it's just absolutely crazy. As Anto, he was kind of getting jiggy out there. You guys will notice that the juke moves in the yard, it's like a basketball move, right? It's like a behind the back. I don't know. It's like the only one I've seen, but like, it looks cool at first, but after like the 50th behind the back, then it's like a little bit repetitive, I'm not going to lie. So that's Roquan Smith scoring the touchdown against us. We know it's 4th down and goal too, so that one hurt a little bit, man, not going to lie. As you see, we're just lurking in the middle right now, and I'm trying to like blow up these double reverses Anto's trying to do behind the line of scrimmage, because if you don't try to blow up those double reverses, then people would just continue to just, you know, pass the ball behind the line of scrimmage until something gets open. So mixing up the defensive play calls is definitely key. When you have multiple users on a team, then, you know, you can be that much more creative, and there are flags in the yard, apparently. We learned that right now. You cannot abuse Aaron Rodgers, right? The refs are always out to help Aaron Rodgers. That's always the theory, right? But yeah, you can't commit pass interference in this. You can't just KO a guy, right? This is not superstar KO. This is the yard. I apologize. If you want to leave the video now, you can, but I'd like you to stick around for, what, 9 more minutes? Here's Anto getting the interception, and Anto trying to put together a nice rally, and he needs a touchdown on this drive. He needs it, or else he is done, and he's going to get it with Roquan Smith again. Oh, I definitely screwed up there. I tried to click on for the interception with Galladay, and I literally moved him out the way. I don't know how I did that. So here is the 3-point conversion attempt as Kenny Galladay running away, throwing it, awkward pass, and it's going to work out to Anto. So one thing you will have to know about the yard is setting your feet and making a perfect throw. Not really too important, right? Crossbody throws galore in this thing. You can go as wild as you want. Now, that doesn't mean every pass is going to be perfect, but, you know, it's not too important. So Aaron Rodgers, crossbody accurate. Problem is, yeah, that's Adam Thielen. He doesn't play for our team. I tried to get a crazy play to win the game where Aaron Rodgers threw me the ball. I was trying to do something crazy for the tube, all right? Not going to lie, right? What me and Anto were doing, we were also trying to do it for the tube, we'll call it. We were trying to, you know, do the most with crazy plays. Fortunately there, it didn't work out for us as we move on to one more scrimmage here. I think I have like 2 more scrimmages with me and Anto in this. Like I said, Anto and I were messing around a lot. So you guys have seen highlights. You guys also saw the timer right there. They showed you a timer for how long you can stand behind the pocket. Just to remind you, as we have a double pass behind the line of scrimmage. And once again, once you do a double pass, the timer goes away, by the way. Or not double pass, just one pass behind the line of scrimmage. Then it doesn't matter. It's only the initial snap from the center to the quarterback where they have to hold the ball for 4 seconds. After that, you saw I was just running around until something got open, which it did. We got a touchdown, and we got ourselves the 2-point conversion. We went for the 2-pointer right there. So my X Factor is activated of double me. Once you make a couple of good plays, then, oh, you get your X Factor activated. It's kind of like a takeover meter in 2K. It's not like the X Factor activated stuff in Madden 20 where you need like 3 20-yard catches to get double me. It's like a percentage thing. Once you make a couple of good plays on offense or defense, then you get double me or whatever your takeover is, your X Factor. And that X Factor lasts for 3 plays, whether it's on offense or defense, I believe. So I had double me for 3 offensive plays. When you're on defense, that counter doesn't go against you. So it's still 3 offensive plays if you play like 5 defensive plays. For instance, as we have Allen Robinson to myself and just a friendly little shovel to the receiver for the touchdown. We're going to win this game. But once again, that's not really too important. So yeah, just a lot of things to, you know, it seems like a simple concept on paper, but you just have to learn the little intricacies of the yard. It's going to take a little bit of playing it to understand, like, what you can get away with, basically. You're really testing the limits of football, like the way we have never tested the limits of football in a Madden game before. There are literally animations in the yard that I don't think have ever been in a Madden game, so it's pretty cool. As you guys see, like I said, it's not too hard to level up a player, and I already am at level 11 out of 18 with this wide receiver, this highlight reel, whatever it's called, receiver. As you see, we are now at the military base. This is kind of like the long shot, the first year long shot when you played at the military base with Dan Marino, I think was there, right? So he might have not been, but I think he was, but either way, we are at a military base, and the way the military base head-to-head works is it's either one drive on offense or defense. So you just start the game randomly, either on offense or defense. There's not a choice. And it's just if you're on defense, you cannot give up a touchdown. If you're on offense, you have to score a touchdown. And once this one drive ends, the game ends. So it's a really quick game mode. Oh, man. DRC had a quick ending to his career as we boom shot him. Even though we have this highlight reel receiver build, we can still lay the lumber if the timing is right on the right kind of player, like DRC, running like a chicken without a head. And we can also make diving interceptions, as you guys can see. 4th down and 18, we shut down. Once again, is Anto. You guys, the only person I'm playing in this video is Anto, because me and him, like I said, we were just messing around. So we get the interception there. So the player pool for the military field, as you can guess, is players who have military backgrounds, grew up, you know, in a military background, like a Robert Griffin III, players like that. So, you know, I never saw any legends in this one. The only legends I saw in this were at the Miami one. I saw Dan Marino and Ray Lewis. So I don't know if anything's going to change on launch day, because like I don't know if I mentioned it before, but this is not the actual version of Madden 21. This is the beta version, all right? Probably should have not mentioned that like almost 20 minutes in, right? I'm probably going to like put a little disclaimer at the beginning or something. But anyways, we're going to get to 2 more games here. 1 more at this field, and we're going to do 1 game at Miami. Just trying to show you guys what you can get done in the yard, like letting Odell Beckham Jr. do his thing. So we're trying to create an OBJ. Well, let's learn from the master himself, but we actually have OBJ playing quarterback. And one thing you can do with your player, even though whoa, tricky pass, and it's not going to work out. We're going to get intercepted, and we're going to lose the game right there. But, yeah, one thing you can do with your player, even though I made a receiver build, I can make him play quarterback. I can make him play running back. You can make your player play any position on the field. It's just that you probably would rather use a quarterback build to play quarterback, you know? Just the way it goes. So we do 1 more draft. We're going to play 1 more game against Onto here in Miami Port. That's what it's called, but, you know, it's basically Miami. But, yeah, the reason why it's called Miami Port, you can see all the boxes in the background. Just absolutely sick backdrop, man. I can't say enough about how cool the backdrops are for this mode. A new mode in Madden 21, and it's looking pretty fire. And you guys notice that we have Lamar Jackson. In fact, I think myself and Onto both have Lamar Jackson on our teams. Onto hooking up with Lamar there, who makes the move. Lamar Jackson, the cover athlete of Madden 21, showing up at the end of the video. Onto trying to pass it back to his own player, but DJ Chark is there for the interception. We get the lateral off. You want to be careful with lateraling, because if you turn it over back, then that would be a free possession for Onto. But otherwise, you know, you want to try to lateral the ball to try to get a pick 6 out of the play, because, you know, that's big points, big style points, as we have DJ Chark making plays on both defense and offense. So when you're drafting players, you know, you want to think of a player that could, you know, dual position like a DJ Chark. Or if Lamar Jackson shows up, you're probably taking Lamar like me, right? If I see Lamar Jackson, I'm taking him every time. I don't care what position he's at. I believe he's playing running back for us. He showcases his wide receiver abilities, catching the touchdown. Here is the, I believe, 2-point conversion. That is not going to work out. I was trying to get tricky. Like I said, we were really messing around with this one. Also, now we're not taking this seriously at all. We were trying to grind our players' skill levels up, and we were just trying to learn the game. As you see, we got Gardner Minshew at quarterback, Gronk trying to run a man over, Rob Gronkowski, 2nd down and goal. Remember, this is goal to go right away. Lamar Jackson gets the touchdown, throwing the ball downfield. We've got it, and we are pretty much running away with this one because of Lamar Jackson. He catches a touchdown, he throws a touchdown, he does it all. You see, we have double me. I'm just going to take my shot downfield. Actually, no, we're going to Lamar Jackson either way. Onto's there with the nice user to get the interception to end the game. So that's also going to end the video. So if you guys enjoyed what you guys saw today, leave a like on this video. Subscribe for more Madden 21 gameplays. If you guys enjoyed the yard, let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about this new game mode. And on that note, I will catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching, as always.